So the first thing I'm going to be doing in this, I don't know, video series, I guess we'll say, the first thing I want to do is build a trailer. And because different people have different thoughts on how much stuff you should take with you. Some guys take a jack and their slicks and that's it, and they hope for the best. Some guys take welders and just their entire garage. So I lean more towards that. I want to be prepared. And like I want to take a spare transmission and axles and all that kind of stuff. So for me, that kind of means I have to have a trailer. This car doesn't have a back seat, it doesn't have a trunk, it doesn't have anything. So I can't just pack all my stuff inside the car, and I don't really like roof racks. I know a lot of people use them, but I feel like a trailer slipped in behind the car will pull easier and get better mileage than having a bunch of air dams up here. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, building a trailer. So this is what I think is the stuff I would want to take. I've been jotting things down over the last couple of days of things I want to take. I'm thinking the trailer should be in the neighborhood of 3 wide by 5 long, something like that, maybe 3 feet high. But the essentials are my slicks, which I have on weld drag lights, which match the car. 2 fuel jugs, I think, is what I need. Guess which one is new. A cooler, oil pan, oil in case I need to dump the oil and look for chips or whatever. I gotta have a canopy. I'm a wimp in the summertime. That sun kills me. Chairs if we're dead on the side of the highway for hours. I got all my tools kind of here and there in bags and boxes and stuff. I do want to buy a better toolbox. I'm going to use one of these totes for now as kind of a stand-in for my toolbox. And another tote will probably be my helmet and fire jacket. If you know VWs, you know it's probably a good idea to bring a spare transmission. None of this stuff is the actual stuff I'm going to take. They're just stand-ins for space. Like I want to take a starter and coil and distributor and stuff, but not those ones. So I think what I'm going to do, scissor jack too. I might get a Harbor Freight hydraulic aluminum jack in case I have to pop the engine out for any reason. But anyway, as I said, I'm gonna start laying this stuff out in as small of a space on the floor as I possibly can, and see how small of a trailer I can make. Okay, I just kind of guessed on 3 foot wide by 5 foot long being what I want. That seemed like a good size to pull behind a small car. And it turned out to be about perfect. That's like 38 inches wide. From the back of those jugs to here is like 4.5 foot. Standing the transmission up is probably the way to go. I just won't put oil in it. But the tires are gonna be outside on the side of the trailer and start making a box. All right, got the basic shape down now, the floor. It's all fully welded. So now I'm gonna start going up. All right, I kind of got on a roll and didn't really film anything, but this is the height I figure I need, and the basic frame roughed out, squared and everything. It just keeps, I've already scaled it down like half in size, and it still looks huge to me, but I'm gonna do another round of putting all my stuff in it and just get a feel for how well it fits and decide if that's the size I want to go with. Now's the time to change it if I'm gonna. I got a lot of V in the front. I wonder if that was a mistake, but I don't know, I could always change it. I got the axle mocked up, narrowed it to the width it needs to be. They are welded as far spread out as they can possibly be, and I can't weld them any further apart. That is, I don't have any adjustability on my axle position front to back. Like it's that or nothing. And there's going to be a lot of tongue weight on the front, so I don't know if I can move my weight around enough to make that axle position work or not, but for now everything's just tack welded in. I think I'm going to move on to welding the floor in right now. I'm going to do sheet steel for the floor, and then aluminum for everything else. All right, my axle location. I know I'm gonna be packing all my heavy stuff in the front. My slicks are gonna be up here, my spare transmission axles, engine parts. This is all gonna be heavy stuff up here. So I decided I need to move the axle forward. I don't know how much yet, but you don't wanna go too far because the farther away the wheels are from the ball, the easier it tows. It kind of effectively makes it a longer trailer as far as like sway is concerned and things like that. But if you go too far forward and it's tail heavy, there's kind of almost no way to go back from that. So I don't have a lot of adjustment, but what I ended up doing was, these are my old springs. And I think I mentioned already that I've got the mounts as far spread as possible. And so it's there or nowhere. So I ended up buying new springs that are much shorter, so that'll give me, I don't know, looks like 6 inches forward and back adjustment. So at first I'm gonna try using that bracket and just bolting that directly to it, and then have this bracket fall wherever it falls. All right, I got all the axle brackets fully welded on, and I'm kind of looking at it and thinking that this is probably the last time it's going to be upside down. So I decided to shoot some paint under there, and hopefully no one will ever see this side again if everything goes according to plan. If anybody ever sees this side again, then something bad happened. All right, all painted up. I think I'm gonna structure these videos. I think I'm gonna do maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 of these videos. I think this one will be like the metal fab and the axle fabrication and stuff like that. Maybe the next one I'll do the aluminum work and the taillights and stuff, and you know, stuff like that. I'll try to group the videos in some way or other. The floor is not pretty, but kind of doesn't need to be. It's gonna be filled up with crap and stuff sliding back and forth and scratching it. I think I might take maybe like a finger pass of RTV or something to kind of clean up these edges a little so it doesn't grab onto things. I think I already said what wheels and tires I'm gonna get. So that's about it for now. I added one thing that I didn't really mention. I want the wires to come in here and go up here out of the way, and then across the top, and then to the 2 taillights. I kind of welded just some scrap I had. Let me see if I can get a shot here. Just some square tube I had, so that I can just kind of pull it up here, go across here, all the way down. Just simple things to try to keep things neat. You don't want to be, since I'm going to be kind of throwing things in and out of this constantly several times a day, maybe stressing about being on the side of the highway, you just want everything as smooth running as possible. And hooked wires is one thing I don't want to be worrying about. Boy, I hope the new wheels and tires aren't like offset in more. They're kind of close there. We'll see. All right, I think that's it for this time.